Let's move on to the main segment of this podcast, which is for you know all the SMEs out there trying to become your next TCS Infosys. What strategic growth and market penetration activities, strategies, tactics you can share with everyone? How do you think they should go about it? What are some mistakes you have seen IT service companies make? Right? Can you educate us a little, and some case studies of how this is actually either worked in a good way or a bad way?
So that's very interesting, Nikhil. So if you see, there are various stages. An IT SME should start by hiring some people who will have a good understanding of product and also sales talk knowledge, and start by doing some smart calling, not cold calling, smart calling, and use tools like there are tools like Apollo and AI driven tools and LinkedIn and sales navigator, and do lead generation and communicate. But in the long run, what is going to work is, because see, no, very rarely it would happen that someone becomes your long term customer without meeting you in this space. So you have to travel, to that country, you have to visit, and then you can register a company. Registering a company is not a big deal, it's not a big cost, right? Or you can have a partner. I think almost at least 80% of the IT SMEs I know of have a partner in US, right? The large companies, of course, have their own setup, and like we were working with a very interesting project called e-governance about in 2010 or 12, and we were working with IT SMEs to connect them to global market. And this is the realization I had, that a lot of successful IT SMEs have partners abroad. So that is one model, to have partner. Many a times we feel that I am myself an IT company. How can I make an IT company in US or Europe or Japan, for that matter, or UK, or anywhere my partner? Is it not competition? It is not. Because I'll give you an example. You said of a case study. So actually one of the student from our Global Network Institute, he migrated to Canada, and he is now doing Canadian government projects on IT space. And the condition in those projects are that only Canadian companies can bid. So he is a Canadian company, he bids, but then he outsources a lot of that work to Indian companies, in fact to our own student companies, right? So that is called the partnership model, right? Of course, then that Canadian company looks at the strength and everything, and cost benefit also. And the most interesting, I was talking to him, what is your number one challenge in fulfilling Government of Canada projects from India as an outsource model? And he said two things. One, he said in India, youngsters are not ready to work in the night, because the Canadian government needs tech support in their daytime, and their daytime is our night time. So that is one challenge which was very surprising to me, but interesting with such a large population of India. And the second challenge is the attrition. So they said if it's a 1-year project and there is a team based on which they got a project, 2 members of the team leave in that Indian company. So then that becomes a challenge. So that is for the Indian SMEs to work out how they are going to solve this challenge. And then one not many IT SMEs know, and I must tell that they should try this, is join associations there, right?